In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how we stop reactivity with a dog in just a couple minutes. Barbecue here is a very smart German Shepherd, about a year old, and has mild to moderate reactivity. It's not terrible. She is a friendly dog. She's not an aggressive dog. I'm going to show you exactly how we stop reactivity and teach Barbecue to make her own good decisions. So when we're dealing with a dog that has reactivity, there's a lot of information out there on the internet. And I'm sure if you're watching this video, you probably have a reactive dog and you've probably tried 500,000 ways to fix it. And you've probably been running in circles for maybe a month, maybe 3 years, who knows, maybe 8 years. The way that we stop reactivity is teach our dog to make good decisions. Right now, we have Barbecue on her Herm Springer prong collar, as well as her e-collar. The prerequisites before we even touch reactivity is we have to build a relationship. We have to teach Barbecue, sit. That sit means sit. Good girl, yes. We need to teach Barbecue that heel means heel, that we loose leash walk. These are all general relationship things, and we hold Barbecue accountable for these commands that we give her, right? If I tell Barbecue to sit and she just ignores me, well, that's a poor relationship. She views us as kind of lesser than her, and commands are optional, nothing like that. That's not a healthy relationship. So when I tell Barbecue to sit, Barbecue sit, and she doesn't sit, nope. Yes, we hold her accountable, a little bit of leash pressure, good girl, and then we show her that's what we want. So once we have all this basic obedience and this relationship down, we can start working on our reactivity. And when we're working on our reactivity, we have to disrupt the behavior of reacting and show a dog that's wrong. We can also, and we also have to show a dog, hey, this is the proper behavior that we want, a neutral response. And the only way to really do that is to correct behaviors and disrupt behaviors. Sometimes we use the vibrate on the e-collar just to flat out disrupt the behavior, stop what they're doing. Sometimes we use corrections, especially in worst, in reactivity cases that are worse. We will use corrections to show a dog, hey, we don't do that. And then we show a dog, this is what we want you to do. Using the e-collar generally with stimulation can often make reactivity worse, so I highly discourage you from doing any of that. But if you want a mini educator, sell them on our website. You can check it out below. I'll leave a link below for you guys. And what we're going to be doing is disrupting the behavior, and when we get a desirable response, a neutral response, Barbecue looking at me, whatever it may be, we're going to heavily encourage and reward that behavior. That is the only way that we can actually fix her reactivity long term, is to show her right and wrong, right? There has to be consequences for actions, good and bad. And everyone has consequences in their life, right? You and I both have consequences. What's the reason you don't drive 100 miles an hour on the highway? Well, you're afraid of a consequence. When you drive past a police officer, most people who are, radaring, checking your speed, most people slow down. Why? Because they are afraid of the consequence of getting pulled over and getting a ticket or whatever it may be. So we're doing the same thing with Barbecue. We are just showing her, you make your own good decisions, great things happen, and we can very quickly fix reactivity, and you don't have to run in circles any longer. So we are gonna go head over, do some passes with the dog. This is something you can do at home. Get a mildly or relatively well-behaved dog at least, and it's a friend, neighbor, family member, whoever, and you are just gonna do passes, walk by, really desensitize, correct, reinforce, all about timing. Timing is super quick, and once we do that, well, our dog's probably not gonna be reactive in that one place with that one dog. Well, we then have to generalize it a little bit, use different dogs, different places, different environments, inside the house, outside the house, all these different things, and once we generalize it, our dog is fully non-reactive anymore. Let's get to the video. All right, so we are here with Barbecue, and we have our other German Shepherd who is going to be our stimuli for Barbecue. And you can see that, the other German Shepherd is 100 feet away. Look at Barbecue, right? She is already aroused and excited. We want to break this now. If we kept walking, you and I both bet that she's going to react. So let's try the vibrate. No. Yes. No. Right, so that's not affecting her, so we're gonna throw away the vibrate on this and start using the prong collar. Mild corrections, just enough where we want to correct the behavior enough where she stops doing it. If we are correcting her and she continues doing the behavior, well, we are actually not correcting the behavior. So, right, we have to, every dog has no, yes, no, yes, nope, 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 nope. Yes, good girl. So I'm giving Barbecue, very mild corrections. I'm not using a ton of pressure. Carol, if you want to turn around and walk back to us, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do a bunch of passes back and forth. Yes, good girl. Good. Disrupt the arousal and the excitement. That's the reason Barbecue is reactive, is she gets aroused by these dogs. Yes. Good girl. Yes. No. No. Yes. Good, right? It's an uncomfortable, she doesn't know how to handle a dog walking by her, which should be a totally normal thing and shouldn't be a big deal. There's no aggression to her, but no, right? She just stops everything else. Yes, good girl. Yes, yes. That was a much more neutral response where she wanted to get away from the dog. Ideally, that's not what it turns into at the end of training, but that is a much better response of her, instead of going towards the dog, trying to get away. Yes, good girl. And I'm showing her, this is exactly what I want you to do. Good, Barbecue. Yes. Nope. Yes. Using very mild pressure. I haven't used more than maybe a 3 out of 10 correction on the prong collar. Good, Barbecue. Yes. It's really important to tell your dog and show your dog you're doing something right. You're doing the right thing. Right? She has to know the difference right and wrong and making good decisions on her own. Good, Barbecue. Nope. Yes. Good girl. Already a significantly different response in, what, 4 or 5 passes maybe? And this is just kind of desensitizing, giving her a big data set in her mind. Yes, yes, good, Barbecue, of what's right and what's wrong, right? The bigger, the larger data set we can give her, hey, this is right every time, hey, this is wrong every time, the more she's going to understand it, and it's gonna be very clear. Nope. Yes, good, Barbecue. Good girl, and she's learning. If she doesn't react, if she has a neutral response, great things happen. Good girl, good. Yes, nope. Yes. Yeah, and this will be really good. We're now putting Captain in a downstay. We're just gonna walk right by. Good, Barbecue. Yes, good. Good, Barbecue. Yes. The more we can desensitize this, the better Barbecue is going to be. And then the more, right, we can bring other dogs into the equation. Yes, no. There was some arousal there. Immediate excitement, immediately we stop that behavior. Very mild pressure, right? I haven't really given Barbecue any heavy corrections. Let's do a really close bypass. Yes, good girl. Good. Try that again. Try it on the outside of me. Good, Barbecue. Yes. Barbecue, sit. Yes. And she's standing 3 feet from Captain right here, and Barbecue is hardly even looking at Captain and paying attention to me, which is exactly what we want. Good girl. And we heavily encourage and reward this behavior. Good, Barbecue. Okay. Yes, and now she's sniffing around. Yes, good. Right, we're just showing her it's totally okay to be around other dogs. We just ignore them. It's not a big deal. We don't do leash greetings. We don't introduce our dog to anyone. We just, dogs are dogs. Dogs will be around, and it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. Good, Barbecue. Ideally, by the end of our reactivity training, we want a 100% neutral response where Barbecue doesn't even look at the dogs, right? She doesn't pay attention. It's like there's no reaction differently than just walking when there's no dogs. Good. Good, let's see if we can get Barbecue, sit. Yes. Down. Yes. Good. We can even ask for obedience. This is something that we would have no shot at doing a couple weeks ago with Barbecue. And this is also why we work on the obedience first with Barbecue before we do anything else, right? This is a relationship thing. Showing Barbecue, I'm gonna tell you to do things, great things happen when we do them. That's all. It's plain and simple. Good, okay, Barbecue. Captain. That confused him. Good. Let's do another pass. Good. Totally neutral, nope. Until that, totally neutral response. Once the dog passes us, we don't get to look back at the dog. We're just walking. We're walking to walk. Let's do a couple more passes. Yes. Good barbecue. Nope. Right, we want a totally neutral response before we move on and work with any other dogs. We want this to be perfect, and then we can move on and generalize it more. Nope. Yes, good barbecue. We can do like shorter passes too. You know, you don't have to walk so far out. Nope.
Do it closer.
Yeah. Yes. Good barbecue. A little bit of a reaction at the end, but much better. Yes. Good barbecue. Good girl. Yes, that was a jackpot. She did really well there, fully neutral. I'm gonna heavily encourage that. Good. Yes. Good barbecue. Not even looking at the dog, not changing her direction or where she's going. This is perfect. Yes. Good girl. And now we are making some serious progress. Now, once we perfect this, we can move on and bring out different dogs, work with different dogs, different environments, different situations, fully generalize it. And we have now taught Barbecue to make her own good decisions, reinforce the proper behaviors, discourage the other proper behaviors with very mild prong collar pressure. And she is going to be better off for it. She's not going to get aroused at other dogs. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button. And as always, let me know if you have any questions. Happy to answer them in videos. See you in the next one.